Hello everyone, we're the Smalleys, and this year the Anniversary Committee asked us to do something a little different.
That's right, they asked us to interview First Lady Heather and Pastor Chris in something that we like to call conversations.
So we invited the dynamic duo into our home, and in separate interviews, we asked them their feelings on their experiences at Bethlehem.
Their thoughts on getting married and into ministry, marrying a pastor, and how the Love Twosome got started.
So without further ado, let's meet and greet First Lady Heather and Pastor Chris in something we like to call conversations. Okay, now here's the big question that everybody wants to know. Take us back and walk us through how you met Pastor and how it all came together with marital bliss.
Are you sure you don't want to ask Pastor that question?
We'll ask both.
Okay, how did it start? Do you want the short version?
Yes.
Okay, because I know we don't have all day.
Right.
The short version is that I was invited to church by a friend of mine who doesn't go to church, but knew that I was looking for a church home, even though I lived in Los Angeles and rarely went to Pasadena. So he invited me to church, but then when I followed up and said I wanted to go, he lost the card that Pastor had given him at the barber shop. This is really going to be short, I promise. So then when we go to church, I see Pastor Chris, and really for Pastor Chris, it was love at first sight. I mean, I know for sure in my heart that for him it was love at first sight. And for me, honestly, it was too. But it was one of those things where you just never really consider the possibility of it. I just thought to myself, wow, what an awesome man of God. Like, God, why can't you bring me a guy like that? Like, where are the guys like that? But in my mind, I never thought, I was like, oh, he's a pastor. I mean, who marries pastors? I never, it wasn't like a part of my thought process. So, yeah, we met at church. We met right at Bethlehem, and where else again?
Just share a little bit about the romantic journey.
Wow. It was love at first sight. She came into the church and she fell in love immediately. That's my story. Actually, very interesting. I met her at church. She walked through the doors of church, of all places. I thought that was a very exciting time. It had been spoken to me some time ago that my wife was going to come through the doors of the church. You know, you hear that kind of stuff all the time. But lo and behold, one Sunday morning, I came out and was, praying and getting ready to come and minister. And someone came to the back and said, Pastor, you have a friend here. And I'm like, okay, who is it? Not knowing the name of the individual, they said he's here. I said, okay, cool. Go out and as I come into the pulpit and I pray and do the things I do, being spiritual and touching God, I just happened to glance up. And when I glanced up, I saw this light-skinned, freckle-faced young lady with a big hair, big lion queen, curly look. And I had to pray again. Focus. And lo and behold, it was Lady Heather. I happened to meet a friend of hers at the barber shop here in Pasadena, gave him a business card, told him that I pastored the church. He thought that was like, you, a pastor, a young guy like that? So anyway, he came, brought her, and that was how we initially met.
Pastor kept asking about me. He could not stop asking about me to my friend. And so my friend finally was like, you always ask about my friend Heather, like, I'm going to set you up. And of course he was like, no, she's way too young. She's way too young for me. He was like, no, I think you guys are around the same age. So that's how it started. We had our first date. You want the whole, okay.
Inquiring Christians want to know.
The first date was, okay, I don't want to say anything rude about Pastor because, he's real classy.
Ooh, rude.
But our first date was not like a dinner date. We had coffee, and I thought to myself, coffee, like, why can't we go have dinner? I mean, it just seemed kind of, a latte. Never had that kind of date. So we did. We went to the Grove, and we had a apple cider, and that was the first date. And I think after that, things just started to progress.
First Lady, what was he wearing on that first date?
I will never forget what he was wearing. I'll never forget it because my mom was peeking out of my apartment, and we saw him pull up, and I was like, what is he wearing? What is he wearing? She told me he had on a hat, and I was like, a hat? Like, is he churched out? Like, we're on a date. I was really nervous, but no, it was more like a casual, like, He had a cream corduroy like suit, but it wasn't like a church suit. It was like casual with like Timberlands, and he had a hat. So I won't forget that because my first instinct was go back to the room and put on a church dress. I was way off, but it was good.
Our first date, she didn't like me. We met actually on a Saturday evening, and we went to the Grove. We decided to go out, and I wanted to just have some coffee or tea.
Right. Excuse me, Pastor, but did you pick the place?
No, I did not. She picked the place.
Right.
She picked the Grove.
Okay.
It was just for me. I just wanted to sit down and kind of get to know this young lady. Mm-hmm. She had captured my attention with her beauty, and I wanted to kind of sit down and just have a little tea, a little coffee, and see what she was all about.
Mm-hmm. Was it nice?
Well, I thought so. One of the things as we kind of grew in our relationship, she shared with me was that she felt I was really asking so many questions. She felt like she was being interrogated. All I wanted to do was get to know her.
I see. Right.
I told her I wasn't looking for a girlfriend, I'm looking for a wife.
Pastor, do you remember what she wore that day?
Oh, I absolutely do. I'm trying to get her to wear it again. She had these little pointy bewitched boots on, black boots with some little gray, I think they call them cargo pants or something, you know. She was looking real hot, you know, real cute. Needless to say, she didn't have a hat on, she didn't have a handkerchief, but she was appealing.
Oh, very good. And you had a good time, good talk?
Yeah, we did. It was good. I did feel, you know, maybe it was just me being nervous, but I felt like I was being interviewed a little bit. And I could have just been nervous, but he asked a lot of questions about me, and I remember coming home from my date and telling my mom, like, he asked me so many questions about me, like, I felt like it was an interview, and she was like, well, actually, that's kind of refreshing. I mean, some guy that doesn't like want to just talk about himself, and somebody that really wants to know about you and your family and, you know, your upbringing, your beliefs, and your thoughts on this and that. And so I slept on it, and I woke up and I said, you know what, that was actually pretty good day.
Did you think he was kind of cute, like right from the beginning?
Yeah, from the first from the first beginning, I thought he was really cute. I thought he kind of had a squinty eye.
Yeah, he does have squinty eyes.
But I could work with it.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, we've been married for 5.5 years. Do you want to zoom down on my tummy?
Yeah, sure.
See, baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Yeah.
All right.
God is really good.
God has blessed you.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this segment of Conversations.
And from the Smallies, we like to say, Happy anniversary. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Gee, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here watching the credits and everything.
Yeah, but why are you standing there?
You're not
going to do anything silly, are you?
No, I'm not doing anything silly. I'm just standing watching, I don't even
All
think...
right, I'm not playing this time.
I don't even think the tape is rolling. Don't worry, I'm just gonna stand here.
I'm not playing.
Okay. Okay, listen. That whole stuff about how they met, I don't remember it that way. In fact, I remember it the way they met. It was a little bit different. I can see it like it was yesterday.
Pastor Chris and I were walking down the street, going to play some basketball, when I spotted my friend Heather.
Hey, PC, look, man, there goes my friend Heather.
Praise the Lord, somebody.
Hey, man, look, I got a great idea. Why don't I introduce you to her?
Oh, she might like me.
Oh, man, she's gonna like you. Come on. Oh, man, stop being scared. Come on, man. Heather.
And there she was, picking flowers out of the garden. So I introduced her.
Hi. Listen, I'd like to introduce you to my Pastor Chris.
Hi, Pastor Chris.
Praise the Lord, somebody.
Gee, you're not doing anything silly, are you?
I was just standing here.
Get in